Hey, this is GatorX, and recently, the past few days, there has been a whole lot of discussion about this potentially new game, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Now, in this video, I'm just gonna break down all of the important stuff that you might need to know and what's going on with this situation, as well as some of my thoughts. Now, originally, I thought this was kind of interesting, I thought it was kind of neat, and I considered talking about it in a video, but then I'm like, well, it is a rumor, so let me just give it the 24-hour test. And 24 hours later, the hype for it has almost increased. So, the story goes, this logo ended up somewhere on the internet. And it sort of matches up with some previous rumors that we've seen in the past, and then there are some other additional pieces to the puzzle. Now, the game title and logo, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And supposedly there is also supposed to be a version Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Now, again, all we know for sure is that this logo exists. We don't know if it's real or not, and again, there's some additional information. But for the most part, it is seeming like this would potentially be the title of the brand new main series game. Now, like I said, it does match up with a previous leak, or a previous rumor, sorry. However, this rumor was posted on April 1st, so again, the credibility for it doesn't exactly match up. Now, from my understanding, it is only this post that originates on April 1st of this year, while the logo itself was only pretty recently been popping up. So, what this here, it breaks down, real leaks, let's go. Interesting choice of words. Pokemon remakes for Switch, 2 versions, Pikachu and Eevee, Red and Blue play a role in the story, rival, yada yada yada, all a bunch of other information, and then like, oh yeah, Pokemon Go integration. Now, it sounds alright. Now, the big thing, I guess, is that the 2 versions, Pikachu and Eevee, and then I guess the little thing here, Let's Go, that does match up in the sense of this game being Pokemon Let's Go, and you know, there have been a lot of rumors. Again, that's all they are, rumors though, and discussion about potentially returning to Kanto in a remake or a reboot or a reimagining of Kanto. Now, obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean the story is going to be different. Doesn't necessarily mean that the region is all going to be the same. And you know, that's something I've talked about in the past about how I didn't really want a Kanto remake if it was just going to be just straight up Kanto on the Switch. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case, but with this information coming out, it definitely is seeming like that could be a possibility. Now, again, it is a case of like, oh, well, you know, it's not necessarily confirmed or anything, but this logo matching up with this previous information that was quote-unquote predicted is pretty interesting. Now, here's the big thing. Recently, is this week, this tweet from Cerebi, and I hope you can see the whole thing on your screen, but here it is, yeah. Domains for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee registered by the same company Nintendo used to register the official Pokemon Sun and Moon website domain. And of course there's the full story in the tweet, but I'd assume it's, you know, not much. But just from that alone, saying that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee have been the domains have been registered, it's seeming pretty interesting. Now, again, from what I hear, the Pokemon did, or Game Freak, Pokemon, Nintendo, whatever, they did reserve the name Pokemon Gray. And as we know, Pokemon Gray never happened. And this is something that companies tend to do relatively often. From what I hear, is that they purchase legal rights and so on to things that could potentially be the names of projects they're working on or things they might do in the future, just because, you know, people would want to potentially purchase like website domains or legal rights to various things from a company, or names at least, you know. I don't know exactly, but the likelihood of Pokemon Let's Go is seeming likely. Now, the last piece of evidence of big things is on Twitter. This is a recent image from Junichi Masuda, and so people are digging really deep into this image. They're saying this Pokeball is the same angle as the logo as the Pokemon in the logo, which, yeah, it is. And let's see, they got a Pikachu and Eevee. And in general, Eevee has been pretty much just taking over Pokemon on Twitter with the Project Eevee Twitter account that has recently been made. That I believe this was made in November, and it's a Japanese thing, and it's officially by Pokemon, and it's just a whole bunch of Eevee love and whatnot. But that does kind of fit into the idea, all these pieces. Now I guess there are a few others here, and for the most part, Eevee's just been getting a lot of love in general in Pokemon for this year on Twitter. As we know, Eevee's going to be appearing in the new movie, and I mean, Eevee's just, a neat little Pokemon. And there's been some discussion about like, oh yeah, Eevee's basically a mascot now. And yeah, I consider Eevee a mascot. It's pretty recognizable, not as brightly colored as Pikachu. But I think Eevee kind of encapsulates Pokemon more so because of its, the potential that Eevee holds. How it can become so many different types of Pokemon. And I feel like that, kind of represents Pokemon just a little better than Pikachu. Although I still do love Pikachu. But when it comes down to it, that's just about everything we know. But it is really, really interesting how this story is developing so far. And my personal thoughts, this definitely has more credibility than most anything recently, most any other rumors recently. And there is also the fact that, yeah, I've been noticing Eevee has been popping up a lot. So it could potentially be, that it could tie into this, how we're going to have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Now, in this here, the original rumor, again, this could just be some lucky guesses, but the whole integration with Pokemon Go, it might be a little late for that, just because, Pokemon Go is not the best it's been, well, for various factors, but maybe I'll talk about that a whole nother time, but who knows, it could work, and it'd give more so of a reason to be playing Pokemon Go. But yeah, that's basically everything we know. And again, like I said, my thoughts are like, it's a little more credible than other rumors we've seen, but in the end, it's just like, there's a whole lot preventing me from believing it because, we just don't know. Now, what happened with Sun and Moon 2 years ago is, the logos were like officially like trademarked right before, or officially like licensed or something like the night before the actual direct, and we had already known that the direct was going to be that day, so it kind of added some more fuel to the fire of what it could potentially be. And obviously there's no Pokemon Direct announced for tomorrow, but who knows if there is a Pokemon Direct announced for sometime this month. Things would probably be lining up very nicely, but of course we'll just have to wait and see. Definitely, stick around on the channel because I'll be updating when we get new information. And again, stick to your own news sources, stick to your own research, and come to your own conclusions. Me personally, I like the idea of this. And if it happens to be real, then yeah, sure, definitely. This will be great. This will be so fun. But it's just this. It's literally everything that I talked about. That's all we know. And on top of that, a lot of this is rumors and speculation and tinfoil hat territory in terms of Junichi Masuda and Eevee just basically taking over Twitter. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is going to be coming out later this year? Are you excited by the idea of potentially revisiting Kanto in a reimagining or something better than a reboot or remake? Or do you think this is all a terrible idea? Leave a comment down below and we'll continue the discussion down there. If you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe to show your support. If you do subscribe, remember to click the bell icon to enable notifications. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out, and will make you a member of the Chingling Squad. Anyway, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.